Hey, how you doing?
All right.
Welcome to
Back
WordPress
again.
Wednesday. As you can see, it's our 16th episode, and we're still working on the pre-production, but it's getting there. Every episode that we go forward with, it'll get better.
Fun.
So I'm up for running the production a little later on today. We'll see how many mistakes I pull off.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Bob, what you been doing this week on WordPress?
I'm just playing with a couple little things. There's one actually I might get your help with one that I just started playing with.
Okay.
And what it is I get, I'm not using it on this site right now, but it is a FTP plugin. And because I do graphics and things like that, sometimes we make it easy for somebody, if they want to send me a little logo, they can either email it, or they can go to my website, and with this little plugin, and of course I haven't totally got it working yet, they can just browse for a file and pop it up.
Cool, that's a good one.
So what it is, I'm going to go to my dashboard, and what the plugin is called is Easy FTP Upload.
Oh, you know what? If there's a plugin that has the word easy in it, that's the right one.
Yeah.
That's how you know.
Yeah.
If you don't know which plugin to choose the one with the word easy. Yeah.
Of course, it's not as easy as... Easy is all relative, really.
You know it.
So what I'm going to do is go back to my website, and I made a page called... I don't want to do that. I created a page called FTP. Now, one of the things... I'll get into that in a little bit. So right now, there's nothing there. So I'm going to edit the page. And the short code for this plugin is Easy FTP Upload. I'm just going to copy that, paste it into my FTP page. Upload. Now if we go to the add, didn't want to do that either. Clicking all over the place. Okay, so if we go to my FTP page, now there's a little form that you put the contact's name, company name, email, select a file. You can just browse to anywhere on your computer, add some notes, and then he's got some options here, current job, other, and then you hit upload. Now, I'm going to get a warning right now. Says it's not going to work. Oh, I didn't fill anything in. Blah, 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 email. And upload. So I'm going to get an attempt failed, and it's just because right now I don't have my FTP settings set up in here.
Yeah, you know,
and that was a question I had for you.
Yep.
So basically, I go into... Now, one of the things which, if you go to his README notes, which I'm going to go to right now, plugins.
So what you're going to do is put your cursor over plugins.
Yeah, I'm going to...
And then wait, and then put on editor. There you go.
Yeah, and this is where, now, what's cool is because what it does is it pulls up, it actually loads an HTML file, which is here, which is what, so you can add fields if you want to go in.
Oh, that's cool.
It just pulls it from the HTML. And he's got some other stuff that, if it's a required field, it makes sure it's in there. Now, one of the things that he did put in his README file is for security, since it's kind of out there, is making a separate FTP user account on your server only for this web page.
Okay.
So it's, set up. So my thing, and since I just kind of installed this, is I was looking for where there's no setup feature or anything. Where you think I might find what document is where I would put my FTP info, username, login.
Are you asking me because you know and you want to see?
No, because I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna bet.
So
if you don't mind,
go ahead.
I'm doing like the ultimate and never touch a man's mouse. But I'm gonna bet.
I looked under upload PHP, but
I'm gonna bet it's under settings. Easy FTP upload.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
See, when in doubt, go to settings, right?
Go to settings.
Yeah.
Right? So that's
normally, I would say that if there's ever a plugin creator that requires you to edit the PHP files, then that's extremely hacky. Yeah, I wouldn't even use them. I don't think that WordPress would even allow that to be uploaded to their site, because you got this through WordPress, right?
Correct.
WordPress.org, or you went and found plugins.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think WordPress would ever allow that. That's pretty bad.
To upload through their...
No, to ever allow a plugin that required the user to have to edit the PHP files in order for it to work. So they probably require that everybody needs an admin type of thing.
And I should have looked there. That's another good tip. So, and it looks pretty straightforward. My FTP server, I'm not going to type that in now.
I'll tell you what your FTP server is for the most part. It's usually ftp://yourdomainname.com.
Right. But I haven't set up a username and password and all that. So I'm probably actually going to set this up a little later.
Oh, go ahead and do it. Matter of fact, I got something to show, and if you want to do that, and we'll see how fast you can pull this one off. You got to crank over to GoDaddy though, right?
Yeah.
And you got to remember all your username and passwords. That's the hard one. Well, hey, let me show you what Bob did. Bob and I did some work together, and I have this client. It's Blue Ribbon Custom Blankets, and they make custom blankets for horses. Worst situation that could ever happen to any business is the company that developed their catalog, the company that did their website, the company that set up their network, everything. It was a one-man show. He ended up moving to Montana, and then for all that we could figure out, I think the guy passed away. So they've got nothing, and they don't know what to do. So I helped them with their website, and we decided that since they didn't have all the original files for their catalog, what we could do is scan the catalog in. So I'm going to show you what Bob did. Bob scanned the catalog in, and on my computer you could see this catalog. This is nothing more than a PDF file, and you could see how he combined the open pages. It's a real simple thing, so people can download this. And so what I did is I went onto their website, and I just used Photoshop, and I kind of did a little bit of stretching and skewing here and made it look like a catalog. And if you click on it, you can download that PDF file. Matter of fact, if you click on it, it just basically opens up that PDF file. Now, one of the things I also did, and I'm not a great graphic designer. I'm not even a good graphic designer, but I can get by, is I attempted to use a technique to make it look like there was a sheen on there. Do you see that? Mm-hmm. But I don't know if that looks, it looks a little bit mechanical to me. So I was going to show the client.
Well, the only thing I would see is that it's straight up and down.
And that's not how...
And your catalog is angled a little bit.
Oh, okay. So I am like, I don't know how to do that stuff. So, okay, so I tried and it didn't work such a great idea. But so that was that. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm with you. So the next thing I did was I said, well, wouldn't it be great? You ready for this one, Teresa? Wouldn't it be great if people can browse the catalog right there from the website and literally flip the pages? So this is just a demonstration of this, but I've got the catalog right here, and watch this. Are you ready? Wow!
That's very cool.
Look at that, the flipping of pages. Now you can probably see I've got some images that are cut off, and that's because I'm really just starting to play with the settings, and it's all about getting it in the right proportion and all. But so they can look at that. It can just scroll right through.
I don't know if you've played with this enough yet, but can you make hotspots on those pages?
Oh, that would be nice, huh?
That would be very cool.
I don't think you can, no. And then you could even zoom in if you wanted to and move this around to see like more detail. So, but I thought that was kind of cool.
That's very cool. And you were using JPEG files.
JPEG files, yeah. And it's called Flipping Book. And there was quite a few of them that I could have chosen from, but this one seemed, I think it had easy in the name.
There you go.
No, this one seemed pretty easy, and I just wanted something so simple. Didn't want to put too much energy into it, and it was pretty easy. So that was what I've been up to. But there you go. Let's see. How are you doing on
That's
your
very
FTP
cool.
stuff?
Oh, I haven't got in there yet.
All right. Well, let's see what else I can tell you on some of the stuff that I developed.
I do have another plugin, but it's a little bit more involved. I'm not sure how much time we have left,
Okay.
but I'll talk with that.
Got about 10 minutes left. So you want to you crank that one out, and I'll talk about my next one.
Okay.
And we'll see
if I can
see what else we
get
got
in here.
So what we're talking about here, if you are tuning in to us for the first time, is WordPress. And WordPress has changed the way that we work with the web. Back in the mid-90s, or even before that, but really the mid-90s is when the average person like you and I started interacting with the web. Maybe we had a computer at work and we were able to browse the internet. And the way that we interacted with the web, if we wanted to be on the internet, was we had to create these things called HTML files. And oh, that is so nasty. I mean, I took a class in HTML and oh, it just makes your brain want to fizzle out of your ears. But an HTML file would be created for every page that you'd need on your website. So if you had a 5-page website, you'd have 5 pages in HTML. Well, things kind of got a little bit nice with these things called cascading style sheets, but really, I would say for the average Joe like you and I, it just made things more confusing. And what we were left with was we had to pay these ding-dong kids that call themselves webmasters to build websites for our businesses. And forget about even wanting a website for our own personal use, right? I mean, I ain't going to pay somebody for that. But things started changing because when Google came out and all these other websites, they needed to be able to create web pages that were responding to somebody's request. So like, for example, Google needed to create web pages whenever I search for something like aardvark. Yeah, I search for aardvark every once in a while, but they had to. Now, can you imagine if it was all done in HTML? That means Google would have to anticipate everybody's search request, and then they would have to make the HTML pages with all the different results of those search requests, and all those HTML pages would have to be loaded up on the internet somewhere waiting for someone to request it. Absurd, right? So instead what Google did was they wrote this code, and they had a big, huge database of all the websites on the internet. And what would happen is this code would just sit there and wait. And when someone like me typed aardvark into Google, their code grabbed the information from the database and literally generated the HTML code for the web page that it was going to deliver to me right there on the spot. Now, you can imagine how fast the computers had to be to do that, right? And towards the turn of the last century, which was late 90s, that's exactly what happened. Computer servers became fast enough to respond to our requests. Well, it worked for Google, and it also works for a company that you're probably real familiar with, Facebook. Facebook has dynamically responsive web pages. And if you think about it, when you go to Facebook, that page that you're looking at was created just for you, just for that moment in time that you asked for it. Your news feeds were very unique to that moment in time that you asked for it. The ads that you're seeing were created just for you and that moment in time. And so these are called dynamically generated web pages. Well, once that came out, companies like WordPress decided, you know what? It's not just Facebook and Google that need this. Let's give it to the world. And WordPress created that type of code or that type of program and made it open source, which means that anybody that wants it can use it. And it's gotten so easy to install WordPress, literally with sites like GoDaddy and One-on-One Hosting and DreamHost. You can click a button, install WordPress, and now you have a dynamically generated website. Now, why do you need it? Because that means if you want to create a web page because your kid was just born and you want to post pictures on the internet, you could do it now. Or if you have a business and you're having a sale and you want to create a web page just for that sale, it can be as easy as 5 minutes. And that's why we fell in love with WordPress. Bob has a business, Design Factory Graphics. I have a business, bluemarquee.com. Both of us work in the web and technology area, and WordPress has enabled us to help our clients get so much further on the web. And you'll see Teresa Whittleson as well. Teresa Whittleson is a local television producer. She does short films as well as TV shows, and she uses WordPress to promote her films. And you'll be able to see some of those as well. So that's what we're talking about. WordPress. How'd you do, Bob?
I got it all set up. It's set up, so let's see if it goes through.
Here, this is like, now he's using GoDaddy, so you always have to wonder how long does it actually take them to get the...
Well, it said pending for a while, but now it popped to setup.
All right, let's see what you got.
Let's see if I got all my info in there. Connection attempt failed.
You know what? Refresh that page. Because it's got the old information in it. You might have to go back to the home page and then.
Actually, that's what I did. Home page, FTP, but it could be.
Okay, Bob's typing in the.
That I may not have my info correct. I tried the ftp.bobsnow.me.
.me?
Yeah.
Is that what your
that's
domain?
my domain is.
It's not FTP. It's FTP://. All right, so let's get that one going.
Okay.
So we're talking about FTP,
Come
and
down to the wire.
I'll let Bob. You go ahead and fix that one. I'll tell them what's going on here. FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol, and it kind of comes from that whole same place that HTTP comes from. That's called Hypertext Transfer Protocol. And let me tell you, it's just a bunch of geek words, so don't be overwhelmed by it. All it means is putting up a file up onto the internet. And now the latest word for internet is cloud, and don't be blown away by that dumb marketing hype.
And clouds are blown away.
And clouds are blown away. You know, the whole reason why companies started using clouds is they wanted to sound like they were advancing and going to like the next level of Web 3.0. Well, they didn't have any better
just all
words.
Marketing.
Yeah. So cloud, there you go. All right. So how do you think you did, Bob?
I don't know.
Let's see what happens. Oh, it's getting closer though.
Notification email sent. So let's see if I've got
Well, let's
check my emails.
And no
And,
notification email sent.
no.
So let's go. Let me look at your FTP settings just to see what it looks like.
GoDaddy.
No. You're in that one. And it's under settings, easy FTP upload. So FTP:// FTP.
Username, and of course I don't want to.
Really, Bob Snow worked in GoDaddy?
As a username?
Yeah.
Well, let's go away from this page. I'll change my password later. Yeah. Path.
Wow, that's great. I mean, normally, every time I try to use that thing, it says it's taken. So you know what? Watch this one. Go ahead and come onto my computer. Bob, I'm going to check your FTP settings, okay? So I'm going to type in just in a regular browser.
Okay.
FTP. I mean, it's not a browser, it's a window. //bobsnow.me. Okay. And I'm going to actually have to ask if I can look at your password. But we won't show anybody else. So your username is Bob's. Password was. Okay. Let's see if it works. So yeah, so your FTP settings are correct.
So, something in the
Did you click save changes or?
Yeah.
Okay.
A couple times actually. So that should be
FTP://bobsnow.me. Yeah.
And it didn't say that something was not in there.
Yeah. Well, we're getting there. Well, gee, we got one chance to try this one more time.
Okay, let's try one more. Connection attempt failed.
All right. Well, that's something to
And
work
it's
on.
not
Huh?
sending me emails, so there's something glitchy.
Yeah. Well, maybe that easy one wasn't so easy, was it? What are you gonna do? Let's get our money back.
Yeah. I'm going to write a letter to this guy.
Which, by the way,
Actually, I'm sure it's just some little buggy thing I'm doing wrong.
Yeah.
But it's actually, once I get it working, that's a very cool feature. I mean, if you could just send somebody to your website and say,
oh yeah, I remember trying to do that on my own. Well, you know what? These things are.
Real quick. I just got a whole bunch of notifications.
FTP upload failed.
And let's see if it says why. Doesn't say why.
Well, at least you know that it failed. So
Yeah.
that's good. Okay. Well, you know what? We've got a little commercial video for you today, and I took this one from my daughters. They're all into that Gangnam style, and so I thought we'd share with you Ellen dancing with Psy.
Psy?
His name's Psy.
Okay.
Yeah, blowing the clouds away and Psy. All right, let's see what we got.
This new song that I don't know if y'all know about this Gangnam Style, but this video is blowing up all over the place, and you tweeted out about it, right?
Yes.
All right. If you haven't seen, let's just show them a little bit of this video of how great this guy is.
It's brilliant.
Oppan Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Oppan Gangnam Style. I love it. Gangnam Style. Oppan Gangnam Style.
He's fantastic, isn't he?
Amazing.
All right. I mean, so you actually tweeted out that you want to learn that dance, right?
Yes.
All right, so I got somebody here to teach you that dance.
Oh!
Psy, come on out! Fantastic! All right.
Show me.
It looks easier than it is, but it's like a 2 and then 1, right? How do you do it? You have to take your shoes off. You're not gonna be able to dance like that.
This is fine because because mindset of this dance is dress classy and dance cheesy. So
Oh, okay.
there's a point. So this is nice.
All right.
And let me, by the way, can I introduce myself?
Yes, please do.
Not just dancing.
Okay.
I'm Sai from Korea. How are you?
Psy from Korea. We love you.
Oh, really?
We love you. You're amazing. All right.
All right. So song goes like.
How do you do it?
1, 2, 3, 4.
1
1,
and 2
2,
and 3 and 4.
Why don't you try?
1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
And hands gotta be soft like this and bounce like you're riding a invisible horse. Like bounce like, and then goes like this one. So it goes. All right, give me the music. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it.
That is Psy. This is the last episode tomorrow night at 8 on Fox. If everybody's thrilled, you'll be here after this.
All right, we're back. So everybody can sit down now.
Yeah, no dancing on
Yeah.
this show. Oh, no, you can dance in the intermission, just
Yeah.
not. You have to pay attention now. Okay. So, hi, Bob.
How's it going?
Good. How was your weekend?
Good, good.
Like
Finally
I
got a
haven't
little
seen
break.
you every
Yeah.
day since then. What is it? It's Wednesday. It's WordPress
Wednesday,
Wednesday. So, I have a couple little tips. Or do you want to do your plug-in first?
I'll do that one. That'll only take me about 5 minutes.
Okay.
A little more, maybe.
All right,
but-
go ahead.
Oh, you want me to do it
do
first?
mine? Oh, okay, I'll do mine.
Okay.
Okay, so I have been struggling with making my website so that people know where to go immediately when they get there, or they do what I want them to do. How's that? That's a better way to put it. And I was just sitting with Jim the other day, and he said, you really need to make your site so that people know exactly where you want them to go. So I made a little change, and while I was doing it, I determined, or I figured out a little trick, which I don't know if you know, but I didn't know it, and I had struggled in the past with how to make the text as big or small as I wanted it to be without going into all the, define the font style of Helvetica and the font size, all that stuff. That's a lot of work. So I figured out another way to do it. So if you want to come to Jim's computer, and for some reason on Chrome, I guess you're using Chrome, right, Jim? This is not centered. You'll see that my pictures in the middle here are not centered. I swear they really are. We checked them over on I think it's a
Start menu is Firefox.
Firefox thing. So,
Go to the start menu.
go to the start menu and bring up, well, then I'll have to log back on, won't I? Oh, that's okay. They know. It really looks good, trust me. Okay, so see this line here? If you go back to my computer, you'll see this line here in the middle that says, click here to learn all about our latest indie film, The Confessional. Well, that's the main thing that I wanted to show people. I wanted them to click there so they would learn about the film, they would know we're about to shoot it. Maybe they'd donate a little money
It is
to
Chrome.
it.
I opened it on
is
Chrome and it's shipping.
Oh, look at
last
that.
year,
Isn't that strange? Well, Chrome has some
glitches.
a glitch. Yeah, you know, my husband uses Chrome a lot, and he runs into a lot of glitches. So, well, I don't use Chrome because of that reason. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to make sure that people knew where to go. Click here. Do this when you come to my site. This is what I really want you to do. So I did, you know, what you would think. I went over to my page, my home page. I went into edit. And I did this very basic, I typed in this text and said, click here, right here, click here to go to learn all about my film. Okay, does that make that bigger or is it just harder to see? I can't really tell. So if you come back to my computer, you'll see it just says click here to learn all about our latest indie film, okay? But when I did that, it defaulted to the text size that I'm using on all of the rest of my page. So I started doing some searches and I thought, oh, I'm going to do the style and the font size and I'm too tired. I want something easy. So I did that, you know, what Jim and Bob were saying earlier. I looked for something really easy and here's what I found. I'm so excited. So if you come back to my page, you'll see that there's this HTML, and I'm in the HTML portion of my page, by the way. There's this little command and it's just big. That's it. Big. So I did, you'll see I typed in big, because I wanted it to be bigger, right?
And as you added it kept increasing.
Yeah, every big you add, it makes your font a little bit bigger. And then you have to close it with a /big on the end of it. So since I did two bigs, I had to close it with a /big twice right here. Now there are other ways you can do it that I didn't try out yet. And one was a +1, a +2, a +3. You can also indicate by number, 1, 2, 3, up to 7. And 7 basically gives you the same size as heading 1. So I didn't do all the research and memorize all the numbers for you, but I just thought this big was so cool. So if you come back to my website, if you look right here, you can see how big that lettering is compared to the Digital Moon Studios Specializes message up here. That's the default. So when I did big, it made it this much bigger, which is great. So now when you come to my page, if you just look at, you know, basically here it is and you're like, oh, I guess she wants me to do this because that is huge. So now I click here and it takes you immediately to my confessional page, which also doesn't look right in Chrome. My menu here, home, cast, crew, donate, it's all spread out and evenly spaced in all the other browser applications. So I don't know what's going on there. It actually,
if you switch to my computer, you'll see what it looks like using Firefox.
and actually one kind of interesting thing to note is, which I'm going to talk about in a little while, maybe when Jim comes on, is that it's how this is all scrunched up, this home, cast, crew, donate. It actually does the same thing on my cell phone.
Now, how did you do it on?
Oh,
how did you get
well, that's
into
another
spaces?
trick.
Okay.
That's the other trick that I'm going to share. I don't know if you want me to.
Table?
I did, but I used a special little trick that you shared with us in a previous episode of WordPress to get it to space correctly. So if you look at Bob's, you can see it's all nice and evenly spaced, which is what it should be doing over on Chrome. They just have a bug here. But the main point of this was to the big that I wanted to share with you. A really easy and quick way to increase the size of your text using simple little HTML
Yeah, that's
command.
cool.
So I liked it.
Now, one thing I'm just going to point out is part of your original theme that we designed for you has a white border around images.
Right. Oh,
Now,
yes, that's
so
another
if you
trick
go
I was
into
going
your-
to share.
If you can go into your child, because the confessional is a child theme,
Right.
you can take that off.
But I didn't want to take it off everywhere.
Oh, okay.
And actually, that's something quick I can show you what I did. If you go to my, now see what's weird is, Oh, it is still there. Oh, no, I decided I wanted it there. On where it says click here to donate, I wanted it there.
Because
but
that particular image, I think, would look better without it.
Well, but here's the thing. I wanted to make sure that you saw it.
Right.
So I took the border off and I'm like, yeah, it is prettier, but dang it, I want you to know, I want you to click this and donate some money. So I decided I would leave it in. Now, if we go to another page, but since we're talking about the border, I'll do this other little quick little tip. Back to home. Oh, there it is, home. Let's see, where did I show that? Excuse me. Oh, now I can't remember where I actually changed it. Maybe it was on the donate. No, I did it there too. Well, let me just show you. So you see how this does have the border. And yes, I could go into my child, or not my child theme. I used a custom page template for that. I could go into my custom page template and I could change it for take off the border there everywhere. Well, but you know, some places I kind of like the border, so I decided what I really wanted to do was just take the border off in certain instances. So what I did was, for where I wanted to take it off, and I'll just show you, on the visual page, if you look at this, oh, I'm on the wrong page. I have to go to my confessional page where I had the picture of the cross. So I'll just go to the confessional page right here. Okay, so if I click on that, then you'll see in the visual, you'll see it'll bring up the graphic, and there it is. And see, it doesn't show the border, but like Bob said, it's kind of the default. But if I go here and I click on this little edit image button, and I go to advanced settings, and I scroll down here, you see it says, oh, that's not it. Whoops, wait, sorry, wrong place. Wait a minute. I did the wrong thing. It's not there. Oh, yeah, it is. Shoot, now I've forgotten what I did, guys. Wait a minute.
Could be.
Give me a second. I can find it.
The media gallery?
No, it wasn't.
That'll take you to the same.
I swear it was in the advanced settings. What did I do differently? Title, you know, I don't think I did it here. I think it was when it was in a table. Shoot, guys, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, table you can turn off.
In the advanced settings, yeah. Let me just show you that since I'm on this roll. I hate to just leave it undone. Leave this page, and I could do that. I could put that image in a table, by the way, just a one-cell table, and change it there. But I don't want to do that. So we'll go to my regular home, which is home. Haha, what a concept. So if I go to home. And I did have a border. If you switch, can you go back to my page there? Go on to Jim's and go to my Digital Moon Studios homepage. You'll see that on that confessional link, the one with the confessional, how it has a border around it. Okay, now come back to my computer, and I'm going to go into the table.
It doesn't now. I reloaded and the border disappeared.
No, but it still has a border around each picture,
gotcha.
right?
Okay.
So I'm going to go there. I'm going to go to my table, which I need to make this a little smaller to see that, right here. And I'm going to go into Table Cell Properties, and then I'm going to go to Advanced. Oh, no, I don't need to go to Advanced. Oh, yeah, I do. Advanced. I really don't know where I'm going. See where it says Border Color? Wait a minute. Yeah, that's it. This is not working, Bob. I'm not doing a very good explanation here, am I? Because this is not where I changed it either. Now I'm all confused. I'm going to have to look at it during our break, I think.
The white, like you said, all that is in a table, so you probably turned that on and off. But the actual image, the white border around the image, is in the theme. So you probably changed that somewhere.
No, I changed it individually. Now I'm all, see, I didn't actually come prepared to talk about that one little thing. I just thought it would be cool since we were talking about the borders, and that'll teach me. So I should talk about the things I'm prepared to talk about. So maybe I'll figure it out during the break and I'll bring it up. So I'll shut up and let you talk about your plugin.
Well, one good thing, I really like that tip where you went in there
Isn't that cool?
And did the big. Now, here's another plugin. I think I showed this a long time ago that I totally like installing. It's Ultimate. I call it Tiny Mice. I don't know what it's really supposed to be. But basically it adds editing options in your visual mode. So you can go in there, and I've clicked under Enable. I've clicked Font Size, Font Family. So now if I go to, let's just go to my home page, and I'm going to edit the page. I'm not sure what size these actually are. It won't tell me, but when I go in here, you'll see it says font size. Hi there. I can go in and say, let's see, I want it 16. It'll get bigger here. I will save. Now I do like the big though. If it's a little simpler.
Well, yeah, and I remember you installed that Tiny Mice thing on my computer, but you know, sometimes
And if you see
I
it,
don't think about them.
now you can see it's a little bit larger font. Here, so it's like, oh, okay, 14. I really want it big.
Right.
And go back to change it to 8, 18, whatever.
So you're on your page, and you go into, I just want to follow what
Just
you just
edit
did.
page.
Edit, I'm in the page.
And you actually don't have that option set up.
Oh, I'm in Jim's computer, that's why.
Well, no, it's on your Ultimate Tiny Mice setup.
Oh, on the settings?
So if you go to
well,
settings,
that's good for them to know. So if you want to come to
Ultimate-
your computer there, Jim, my computer, you go to settings over here, right?
and Ultimate Tiny
And
Mice.
ultimate, whoops, ultimate, and you
See,
can.
I should have known to go
yeah,
there
you go.
earlier.
Ultimate Tiny Mice.
You can leave the page.
I can leave the page because I didn't change anything. Now,
And if you scroll down, you'll see options, or go back up.
oh, okay.
There's an option for font size.
Now, is this going to change all your font though?
No, it only changes what you have selected.
So even though I left the page, if I had text selected from that page,
It wouldn't do anything, okay.
so how do you,
Now, all this is doing is giving you the option to make those changes on your page. It's just giving, like you could turn on table.
I'm
you could
sorry,
do-
I understand. Oh, geez, I want
And
that.
there's all these options. And there's a whole bunch of options you can add.
You gave me all these neat little plug-in things that I've never
Never
even
tried.
known how to use. Is that pretty embarrassing?
Okay.
Oh, that's easier. That's easier. But I guess if you don't have Tiny Mice installed, you can
Yeah.
use Big. It's still a cool tip. If you don't want to think, or like
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
you didn't think about using Tiny Mice, you can just type in Big.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was interesting.
Well, I had another plugin, but I'm actually going to do myself a favor. And I'm going to save it for next week.
Oh, you
Because
are?
it's going to take me a little bit longer to
okay.
show
It's
it.
another plug-in?
Yeah, it's another plugin.
Oh, okay. So you
And actually what it is it's controlling what's on your sidebar.
oh,
A little bit more control on a page-by-page basis.
Right. Oh, I want to learn about that.
So
Great.
you'll have to remind me about that.
Oh, yeah, right. Like I'm going to remember that. Now, next week we're not going to have a WordPress Wednesday because it's Halloween. So I think some parents are out. Well, I'm not a parent. You're a parent, but
I
your
don't-
child
I don't
is
do anything
past
like
the
this.
Halloween
Yeah.
thing. Well, I think Jim might be doing something with his
Yeah.
kids. Who knows? And that's the day before we start shooting
Yeah.
the eulogy, setting the setup for the the confessional.
Confessional.
That's my other movie. Anyway, so I'm looking all excited because Bob
Okay.
and Jim are going to help with that.
Yeah, and this is kind of a neat little plug-in. I'll remember that for the next
Cool.
episode.
Sidebars, not widgets.
Actually, it is a different interface you can add on each page to control what widgets show up on your sidebar.
Oh, all right. Well, I think we're running out of time. We
So-
have another
little break?
northern exposure one, right?
Oh, yep.
The
I
one
think
that you
so.
picked out. So Jim, Bob and his northern
And
exposure.
it's another one of his big artistic displays.
So I don't know. Let's go and check it out.
Goethe's final words, more light. Ever since we crawled out of that primordial slime, that's been our unifying cry, more light. Sunlight, torchlight, candlelight, neon, incandescent, light to banish the darkness from our caves, to illuminate our roads, the insides of our refrigerators. Big floods for the night games at Soldiers Field. Little tiny flashlight for those books we read under the covers when we're supposed to be asleep. Light is more than watts and foot candles. Light is metaphor. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Lead kindly light amid the encircling gloom, lead thou me on. Goethe's final words, more light. Ever since we crawled out of that primordial slime, that's been our unifying cry, more light. Sunlight, torchlight, candlelight, neon, incandescent, light to banish the darkness from our caves, to illuminate our roads, the insides of our refrigerators. Big floods for the night games at Soldiers Field. Little tiny flashlight for those books we read under the covers when we're supposed to be asleep. Light is more than watts and foot candles. Light is metaphor. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Lead kindly light amid the encircling gloom. Lead thou me on. The night is dark and I am far from home. Lead thou me on. Arise, shine, for thy light is come. Light is knowledge. Light is life. Light is light.
Well, that was a nice little calming ceremony there.
Northern Exposure was a very interesting program.
Yeah,
I liked it.
it was good.
All right, so I was right.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that always a great one for somebody to start off with? I was right, of course. I mean, what else could it have been?
I don't know why I didn't see it the first time I looked at this. It's just too weird. So, okay, I'm going to show you how I got rid of this border. Really and truly, it was the way I said. So, Bob, if you can come to my computer, you can see that on this main page for the confessional, if you can come to the page, it's got the border around click here to donate, and that's because of what Bob was saying about it being the default in the style sheet. So, but I came over here to the page, so I'm at the confessional page, and I'm on the image, and I click the edit image icon, and so you'll see that here's my edit image. I'm in the edit image little box, and now I'm click on advanced setting. Now right down here, I don't know why I just didn't see it before, but brain dead. Here it says image properties, border, vertical space, horizontal space. So for my border, I'm going to force it to do 0, okay? So I just do that. I say update. It updates it, and now I'm going to preview the page again. And if I come over here to the preview, see there's the box. There it is, and there it's gone. Woohoo! I wasn't losing my mind.
There you go.
So that's what I did. So I didn't have to change the whole style sheet. I just wanted to change it for that one image.
Cool.
So that's what I did.
Cool.
Yay.
You know what? I think the fun thing about WordPress, or I don't know if you call it fun or challenging, is that sometimes you just have to dork around and keep on going back and forth until you find it. And
Well, what drives me crazy, though, is what happens, it seems to happen to me every time that we come here, is that I'll be so excited that I did something, and then I come here and I try to show someone, and I'm like, wait, how did I do that?
I hear you. I hear you. I've done
There's
that.
so many different ways to do it that it's hard to remember exactly which method you use. So
Yeah.
that's the excuse I'm using anyway.
Well, that's
Sticking to it.
That's a good excuse. Well, one of the things that people often find themselves wanting to do is once they get a website and they have a business, what's the first thing that you think they want to do? Sell something,
Sell
right?
something, right.
So, got to have a shopping cart. Now, there's a difference between a payment gateway and a shopping cart because a payment gateway is how you process money. A shopping cart allows people to add things to the cart and store them, and then it totals everything up.
Like Amazon.
Amazon has a shopping cart, right?
Big shopping cart.
Yeah. So how do we get a shopping cart on our sites? So I found a shopping cart, and this one I felt was still in the simple mode, but had some good features. And so on my site, I installed a shopping cart, and I put it under this thing called Store. And you're seeing here that I've got two things for sale. One is a watch, and one is a ebook smart. I don't even know what they are. I just made them up, right? I grabbed pictures
Right.
off the internet. You can see I put little things like, what does sales pitch do? Because I wanted to know what does that do. And notice I used this customizable button right here.
Right.
What I found is that in this plugin, you can put any button, anything you'd want there.
JPEG?
Yeah, that's all it is. So the normal default button says add to cart, but I could put whatever I want. So
Nice.
I thought that was one of the main reasons why I like this one. So let's go ahead and add that, whatever you call it, watch the cart. So now you can see that my cart has a sample product 1. I want to go ahead and continue shopping. And I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to add that ebook to the cart. And so now I should have 2 products, sample product 1 and an ebook. Notice how it's got a quantity. So this is basically what a shopping cart does, is it manages this stuff for you, and I can delete it. I can clear the cart with one fell swoop. And it got a total of $9, right? But this also supports coupons.
Oh.
So I have a coupon, and my coupon is Jim Carrillo. It's all one word. And I said that it would only apply to sample product 1 and it would get a 50% discount. So I click apply coupon, and I should have gotten a $2 off. Look at that.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
Now, where'd you put your coupon? How did you set your coupon up?
Well, let's go check it out. So I'm going to go to my dashboard. We're going to take a look. On the left-hand side is my little area for my toolbars and menu items. The very bottom is simple e-commerce. By the way, simple and easy, right? All right.
Yeah,
so
I like those words.
I can click add and edit products, and that's how I got my products in there. So you see my product list. I've got the 2 products down here. But what you wanted to know was coupons, right? So under coupons,
Ooh, that's nice.
I could just click create. See how it says create a coupon? And I should already have one coupon code. So let's create a coupon called Teresa, Teresa. And then it's 100. This is my description, so this could be whatever I want in there. And I could say apply on any or all products. I could say no, and I could select the products.
Now, is that with a code, a product code?
Well, the product code I created was Teresa.
Oh, right.
Okay, so
right,
I'm going to
right.
actually, so this is, I'm going to go ahead and just select, but you could see how I could have selected just one.
Right.
So I'm going to actually say yes, apply it on all money. Discount is a percentage, and let's go 100% off. And only one can be redeemed, so that's how you can prevent people
right.
from using too many. So
Now, does it keep a log, and the next time they log in, that it knows that?
it would know not to allow that coupon to be used
Oh,
anymore.
that's nice.
Yeah. And I could do a start date and expire date for that coupon. That's just beautiful, isn't it? And I could even do some if-then statements, right? Like if the total amount is greater than $30, then apply this or something like that, right?
Oh, and I said the next time they log on. I guess I meant the next time they try to buy that
Somebody
item.
uses that coupon. So
Oh, right. Somebody tries to. So it's a one coupon thing.
So I went to the store. Let's see if I still have the stuff in my cart. I should still have it. Oh, look at that. Let's apply. Right now I have a coupon for $2 off, right?
Right.
Let's do Teresa.
Now you're going to get it for free. They're going to owe you money.
I don't know. Ooh, it's smart enough not to have it owe me money.
That's
It
good.
just applied that one coupon. So
That's good.
Look at that. And
That is handy.
that is pretty darn simple, isn't it?
I think I just, God, I need to find something to sell just so I can use the shopping cart.
Yeah. And the way that you send or receive money is, I think it only works with PayPal unless I wanted to pay for an upgrade, and then I can have it work with other
okay.
things. But
Right. Now,
payment gateway settings.
can you set the coupon up so that, or is the coupon set up so that you can only use it once? Like if you say you can only use this once, it's once per shopping cart?
No,
Because are they going to know it's that same person? You
No,
know what
that-
I'm saying?
No, it wouldn't know. I mean, it wouldn't know it's the same person.
So it'd be once per shopping cart.
No, it's just once,
Oh, so only one customer could ever use it.
if you wanted it that way. So
Right.
for example, if I wanted to create a custom coupon for Bob Snow, I would create it called Bob Snow and say, go ahead and go to my shopping cart, use the coupon Bob Snow, and I would have to worry about him sharing that.
You would give the coupon to specific people so
Right.
they would know how to use it. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking of like, a coupon you can tear out from the newspaper anybody could use, but you wouldn't.
Now, if I
Although
wanted
you
to
could
do
it
that one,
way too.
I just wouldn't put any limits on it.
Yeah, right. Oh, I got you.
Or
Or
I-
you could put a date. Could you put a date limit on it?
Dates, yeah. Or I could
Oh,
say the
that's
first 50
nice.
people or whatever.
Oh, you can do all that.
Yeah.
Oh, that is awesome.
All on that simple shopping cart.
I like it. And that's what it's called, Simple Shopping Cart?
I think it's called Simple E-commerce.
Oh, Simple E-commerce.
Simple
Oh,
E-commerce.
maybe I'll put DVDs of my movies on my website.
Yeah. There you go.
Hey, it never hurts to try. I can put it towards the donate
Towards
of the next one.
That's right, yeah.
We'll see.
It's all about making it easy for people to do what you need them to do.
Well, speaking of easy, how would you like to hear a little bit more about? Remember when Bob was talking about using the transparency JPEG, like a month or more ago?
I do.
To add space at certain
Oh
points.
yeah. Where he just makes just a generic JPEG that's invisible.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, I just thought it might be cool to see that in action because we didn't actually see it used. We just talked about the concept of it.
Sure.
So what do you think?
Let's see it.
All right. So what I did was I'm kind of back to my custom page template that I did for the confessional, which may be one episode. I know you talked about custom page templates in the past as well, but it might be worth going through that again one day. Not today, but okay. So I made a custom page template. And in that, I wanted to also make a custom menu. So if we go to Appearance, Editor, and you'll see that I have this confessional template page, my repetitive wording there, confession template page template. So if I click on that, inside here, and you'll be so proud of me, Jim, I made it so that I can actually find it and that it makes sense about what's going on.
Oh, you commented it out?
I commented the original out, so if I look for menu, I'm sorry, I'm not used to your, okay, next is there. Okay, so there's the default menu. I commented it out because I thought, well, if I break something, if I break something, I don't want to get rid of all the existing code. So at least, I'll know this original menu works. So I commented all that out.
Okay.
Okay, and then underneath it, I said Start Custom Menu. And I used my little trick, remember we talked about last week, my div align equals center trick to make sure that the menu is aligned in the center.
Uh-huh.
And then I added a table,
Yeah.
and then I added my menu items, which are let's see, what is this? Title, the confessional, and this is the, what is that? That's the, oh, here it is, okay. Home, that's my first menu item.
Okay.
And then, and by the way, this is just telling me this is the page, right?
The A tag is called an anchor tag.
Oh, thank you. I need this explanation because I wasn't quite sure what it was.
Yeah, and so an anchor tag means, I guess, where would you like the anchor to be sent?
Right.
So you can use the anchor tag for three things. Number one, you can define the anchor tag in a page to say, this is where I want people to come.
Right.
This is the anchor for this one. Or you can use an anchor tag to say, this is where I want people to go on the page, and that's where you do the pound and the name. Or you could say in the anchor tag, this is the URL I want people to go to, and that's why you use href for hypertext reference.
Well, I knew I needed to do it. I wasn't exactly sure why.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes it just works out that way. All right. So that's good to know why. So that's what that is. And then I picked a color that I wanted my menu text to be because I didn't want it to be the same color as my Digital Moon Studios menu color because it's this bright greenish color. So I went on to the internet and looked up HTML color codes and found a color I liked, and that's how I came up with FFCC99. So if you go back to the computer, you'll see there, that's the color. And then here's my text, and then now you'll see the next thing I did. So that's my first menu item. And then in between that, I made another row, or another column, TD, another column, that says, to pull this image out from my media library.
Okay, so let me tell you what you did there and just so that way you can, because you're going to have to fix this one.
Ah,
So on the first thing, what Teresa did was she said TD, which stands for Table Data Element.
so if you go to the computer there, you can see that?
Yeah, and if they can't see it, it's okay. I'll still say it.
Oh, okay.
She said, I want an anchor tag, A,
Oh.
and now I can't see nothing. Yeah,
Yeah.
A. And then she said, I want this anchor tag to have a hypertext reference to this PNG file, which means if someone clicks it, it will take them to that PNG file.
Oh, you're right. I'm going to have to change that.
Yeah, and then you could just delete that actually href out.
Yeah, I don't
And
really
then she
need
used
that.
the image tag, which the image tag is what you actually, no, just delete the href.
Oh, all
Yeah.
right. Had to have
And
that.
you need to close that little bracket. So just put hit backspace one more time. Now close that bracket. Yeah. It's
Oh,
the
okay.
image tag that you really were using, and you are using that correct.
Right. I see what you're saying.
And that image tag now adds that
Yeah,
transparency
since I didn't
file.
know what the anchor was, that's why I had that in there. So that'll teach you. Anyway, yeah. So I added the image, and basically what I did is I went into Photoshop, I created a square of this, of whatever size, and I made it transparent. Now, the one thing I did learn is you can't really do that with a JPEG. When you bring a JPEG into WordPress, a transparent JPEG, it does not know it's transparent, and it just gives you like I forget, it's a white or a black block.
Yeah, it's
it
black,
doesn't
yeah.
recognize the transparency. So you have to save it as a PNG file. There may be other formats, but the PNG worked.
PNG and GIF.
Yeah, okay, good. So,
Gee, what?
PNG 24.
Oh, PNG 24.
24.
That's got to have to do with some bits or bytes or bingo lingles or whatever. I don't know. Break my brain.
So anyway, so that's what I did. I went in and hard coded this transparency when in between my menu items. So let me update this since I made that one.
Before you
fix.
go, so my mistake. Now your A tag, your anchor tag. Right now, Teresa has an A, and then she closes the A, but there's nothing after the A.
Well, I was wondering about
So
that.
you could just delete that
I don't
tag.
even need the anchor tag,
Yeah,
do I?
it does. What you've got right now does absolutely nothing.
Right.
So you can just delete those.
So I just take out the anchor tag completely.
Yeah.
Because I've already anchored this. This is just a cell.
Yeah, you don't even need to anchor anything. Oh, but
No,
you
that's
were
what I mean.
supposed to. Oh yeah, that's just a cell that you're adding a space in.
Exactly. So my anchor is at the top of the table.
Each word you've got to anchor on that word, and your next one
not the
cast.
image.
The cast will have an anchor on it. Crew will have an anchor on it. And matter of fact, Bob, if you wouldn't mind coming over to my computer, I'm going to show Teresa what I mean. So you see how the home is got HOME on your computer screen?
Yes.
And see how it's a link and I can click on it?
Right.
That's because it has that anchor tag with the href. And the href is the URL.
Oh.
And cast has an anchor tag.
Right.
Now watch this. I'm going to go between home and
Where my
cast.
transparency is?
You see? And I can click on it. Watch what happens when I click on it.
Oh,
your
there's my
transparent image.
transparent. Oh, that's funny. Okay, but now that I've taken this out, let
now
me
go
update.
ahead and do an update and I'll refresh it.
Now that's just the first transparency area, so
Okay, let's
that'll
see.
be interesting.
Okay, so the second one's still there,
Yeah.
right? First one.
Oh, look at that. That's
nothing.
great.
Yeah.
Oh, you learn something new every day. I love it when I learn something new.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, that's how, if you can see on Jim's computer, how nice and evenly spaced it is.
Yeah,
That's how I was able to get it to do it.
And it didn't
because
do that on
on Chrome. Yeah, Chrome doesn't
That's
seem
just-
to. If we go, see how the menu is like that. Oh, here, if you come to my computer,
Oh,
there,
can you
Bob.
click on it under between cast
Can
and
you come
crew?
to my computer, Bob? Yeah, there you go.
Click on between cast and crew to see if you can click on that image. Oh, right there, right there.
Oh no. Oh yeah, there it is. Transparency PNG, but it's just white on white.
I bet you didn't have a
Oh, I haven't refreshed this page. Maybe.
no. Yeah,
Yeah, I
I'm
haven't
wondering
refreshed
if you have to predefine the dimensions of that, like width and height. Did you do
Well,
that?
I defined it. Yes. If you look at the menu here, I mean the code in the menu, the code in the file, you can see that. Let's see.
Oh, I see. Width 150, height 36.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I defined it. So it would match
Ah.
the rest of the menu items was my goal.
All right, Teresa. Well, it looks like we've used up all of our time today.
Already? Wow,
They're
that
going
was
to kick us out of the
fast.
studio.
That was fast.
I know. Well,
All right.
time flies when you're having fun.
So must be time for
Oh, beer o'clock.
wings
huh?
and brewskis.
Yeah. Oh, beer 30. All right. Well, thank you again for joining us on WordPress Wednesday. And we'll see you next Wednesday or 2 Wednesdays from now. Next week's a break.